2023 is finally coming to a close, which means that the long-awaited Steam Winter Sale is finally here. I've been waiting eagerly for the sale for months, so let me give you some of my favorite picks from this round of games. We'll be talking about a wide variety of games from many different genres and eras. I'm here to give you the most bang for your buck between recent releases and some old bangers that you might have missed in the past. Let's get into it. First off is Remnant 2, which released this year, and after finally getting around to playing it, I can confidently say that this is well worth your time and money. I do have yet to play the DLC, but the base game contains a very wide variety of areas, enemies, classes, and weapons to play around with while you make your way through the game. Given that most areas of the game are procedurally generated, your experience will vary wildly on subsequent playthroughs, making this game extremely replayable. While it is a lot of fun solo, I'd say it's best experienced co-op, so grab a friend and just have a blast. Doom. This one should be a no-brainer for most people. I recommend specifically Doom 2016 and Eternal, the two newest entries in the series, but the whole thing is pretty good if you're open to it. Doom 2016 brought the series back with a bang, bringing its fast-paced combat and notable brutality into the modern age rather stylishly. Its direct sequel, Doom Eternal, cranks this way past 100, adding new mechanics, enemies, and making the gameplay loop somehow even more engaging. Eternal is probably one of, if not the best first-person shooter ever made, but it wouldn't earn that credit without Doom 2016 and, of course, the original series. These should be a very easy pick for most people, especially considering how heavily discounted all of them are. Next up is Terraria. I'm sure most people are familiar with Terraria at this point, but a lot of people still seem to write it off as just 2D Minecraft for some reason. Terraria has an outrageous amount of content. There are absolutely tons of bosses, enemies, and events to keep you engaged for hours. There are several different build paths, each accompanied by an enormous pool of weapons and accessories to vary each playstyle. On top of this, the game boasts tremendous mod support with a bunch of mods available to add even more content to this already overflowing game. I have sunk hundreds of hours into Terraria, and I see no signs of that stopping. If you're looking for a game you can always come back to, this is it, and at this price point, it's a steal. Moving on, we have the Resident Evil 4 Remake. Another addition into Capcom's line of old Resident Evil remakes, this game checks off all the necessary boxes and then a couple extra. Between its atmosphere, characters, and the tightest combat of pretty much all time, this game gets just about everything right. It's a great introduction to the series for those who are unfamiliar, and a near flawless continuation for those who are. Despite differing slightly from the original, Resident Evil 4 Remake is going to be just as good, if not better, for fans of the 2005 classic. Even though this strays more into the action horror territory than previous games, many consider it the very best of the series with many iconic locations and moments. Being 50% off already, this game should be at the top of your cart this year. Celeste is over 5 years old at this point and remains one of the absolute best platformers to come out. Combining the best aspects of the genre, this is a game that will be hard to forget after playing it. With an addicting gameplay loop, interesting levels, amazing music, and a variety of hidden mechanics to learn, Celeste is absolutely incredible. Even on a surface level, it's a great game, but the more you play and learn what it has to offer, the more you'll love it. Celeste is a quintessential experience to both people who enjoy platformers and people who don't. It's just that good. With a simple story and cute characters, Celeste is a very easily digestible game from start to finish. At 75% off right now, this one is going to be another must-buy. Next up on this list is another combo with Risk of Rain 2 and Risk of Rain Returns. Both of these are around the same price right now, but Risk of Rain 2 in particular is at a steeper discount. These two are some of the greatest roguelikes ever made. They have a sprawling catalog of interesting enemies, bosses, locations, and more. In both are a ton of secrets and hidden things to unlock, as well as just a generally enormous amount of content. They both feature several character classes to choose from with their own distinct playstyles and abilities. Returns is the recent remake of Risk of Rain 1, a side-scrolling roguelike platformer, whereas the second game makes the switch to a more open 3D world. Each one is characterized wonderfully by one of gaming's most ethereal soundtracks. If you'd like to learn more about each one, I actually have a video discussing them both at length. If not, that's fine, but check these two out for sure. I'm very happy to say that Cyberpunk 2077 is amazing now. After its turbulent launch, it received very poor reception for a long time. Regardless of the state of the game, people were too bogged down by its poor state when it released. Luckily, not only have most of those issues been fixed, but most of the game's major systems have been entirely overhauled as well, improving just about every single aspect of the game. On top of this, the new story DLC adds a ton of stuff like new skills and a whole new area that introduces a bunch of compelling characters and a lot of depth to the world. Both are on sale, so try the game out and see if you like it, or just get the bundle with both. Either way, this is a great pick for enjoyers of deep systems and stories alike. Next we have Inscryption, an indie card-based game which I personally find one of the most inventive games in recent memory. The gameplay is a lot of fun and good enough to carry the game, but the main draw to me is its unique visuals and fascinating mystery. This is not like other card games, but unfortunately I do have to lump it into some genre. The gameplay changes several times in completely unexpected ways. As you meet characters and try to work your way through the ink-shrouded world you've apparently been taken into, it will get simultaneously more intriguing and confusing. This is yet another game I feel loses a lot of its charm the more you know before playing it, so just take my word and check this one out. Much like Outer Wilds, this game is 1,000 times better the more blind you go into it. For this one, I have another roguelike for you, Enter the Gungeon. Given that this game has been out for 7 years or so, I wouldn't be surprised if most people own or have already played Gungeon at some point. However, this is for the people that haven't. Despite being sort of old at this point, much like Celeste, Enter the Gungeon remains as one of the major standouts in its genre. Gungeon shines most brightly in its gameplay and puns. The gameplay is fast-paced and offers an almost unnecessary variety of weapons to find and play around with. To supplement the massive arsenal you'll build up while playing, this game also has a ton of different bosses and enemy types. There are also different classes with unlockable skins, starting weapons, and perks, as well as a couple of unlockable classes. If you somehow have yet to play Gungeon, you're really missing out. Last up before our lightning round is Halo the Master Chief Collection, or MCC as I'll call it in brief. I could honestly call it here because what kind of introduction does Halo even need at this point? But I'll give you my spiel anyway. The Halo series refined the first-person shooter genre to unprecedented levels. With an insanely impressive story spanning several games and even other mediums of entertainment, Halo did just about everything right alongside its incredibly focused gameplay. The MCC includes every single game in the mainline Halo saga except for 5 and Infinite, which maybe isn't so bad anyways. These are also playable entirely in co-op, so you can either enjoy these ridiculously formative games on your own or right alongside a friend. Either way, you'd be stupid to miss out on this collection. Now that we've got some of the long ones out of the way, let's do a quick lightning round. Pay attention, we're gonna go kinda fast. Lies of P is a 2023 Souls-like that occasionally does it better than even FromSoft themselves. This is one of the few I picked up this time around, and I've been having a blast so far. System Shock is the 2023 remake of one of the first immersive sims and is a great modern take on one of gaming's most influential titles. Tunic is a cute adventure with some great puzzles, fun mechanics, intriguing discoveries, and a huge old Legend of Zelda vibes. New Blood specializes in refined modern gameplay with a retro feel. From story-driven adventures to immersive sims to Doom-like boomer shooters, all their very memorable games are on sale. The entire BioShock series is on sale as well. If you're looking for an amazing story-driven immersive sim, pick these up. These are actually some of my personal favorite games of all time. Warhammer 40k Boltgun is a juicy retro FPS released this year and set in the Warhammer 40k universe. It's one of my favorites to come out this year, and I'm sure it'll be one of yours too. Outer Wilds is a space adventure mystery and is hands down one of the best games I've ever played. If I say any more, I will risk ruining it for you. So, play it. Blackout Protocol is an indie roguelike released this year with amazing gameplay and one of the most responsive dev teams I've ever seen. This one deserves a lot more support, so check it out. Mortal Sin is another roguelike focused on its incredibly fleshed out melee combat. It's rather meaty and has a very intense yet unique visual style. RoboQuest is yet another roguelike with varied classes, weapons, and stages. Its combat has a particularly fun rhythm paired perfectly with its OST. Dying Light is a parkour zombie game. Do I need to say anything else? It's better than its sequel and has some of the smoothest movement I've ever experienced. Alien Isolation is a survival horror game set in the Alien universe. It's fun, tense, and has some of the most impressive enemy AI I've ever seen. Returnal is an action roguelike with a very complex story. It is truly amazing and is genuinely one of my favorite games ever made. Please do not skip this one. That's gonna be just about everything I have for you guys today. Hopefully I succeeded in giving you some new games. If you enjoyed, feel free to like and comment on the video, maybe even subscribe for me. With that being said though, thank you so much for watching, have a good night, and I'll catch you in the next one.